Overlord K here, bringing you some more pool action from Evolution 2019. This next match is featuring loser side round 3, round 1 between eDDIEBOYMANG and TheMainMan. So that means we have an Eddy versus Kazuya matchup, and we're starting on Brimstone Fire. Brimstone Fire starts off with walls, and then eventually the walls break down and becomes an infinite stage. So we'll see what both these characters and players bring to the table. Again, this is loser side, so we're both fighting for just staying in the tournament. And this is the third pool, so it should be very exciting. Both players just doing some very basic pokes. Eddy gets off a very nice poke with that jumping right. And now we're starting kind of the pressure on the back of the MainMan's back is to the wall. And so Eddy's plan is probably going to keep him there. Oh! Gets a beautiful launch punish right back to the wall. And a relaunch into a wall combo to get game one. Keeping the MainMan's back to the wall was really critical there. MainMan starts off aggression, but that backs up a little bit. Both of them are staying fairly neutral ground. Going to handstand into the power crush, but was unable to get anything out of it. Oh, gets hit with the slippery kicks. This might get to the wall. No, just misses it. But Eddy is still able to push him off. He does the exact same setup except spring the other way. MainMan is able to capitalize on a nice axe kick. Brings it back to kind of the neutral stage. Rage Drive comes out, is able to block the first two hits. But the first conversion kind of clips. And a slow-mo that the MainMan is able to convert into the win to tie up all the rounds. Oh! Eddy backs up and then immediately launches. This is going to put MainMan's back against the wall immediately, and Eddy is able to automatically get it there, and MainMan is getting thrown again. Throughout this tournament experience, he's only had one throw break that we have recorded, and I don't know if Eddy has saw that before, but Eddy definitely took that rodeo in his favor and just finishes off with just a quick little mid. That nice 12 frame 4, beautiful. But now MainMan is putting on the aggression, puts Eddy to the wall this time, goes for the unblockable, even with stepping outside of the wall, gets clipped by it. But luckily Eddy didn't have to take wall damage, and then finishes up with a hell sweep, ties the rounds. This is a very close match, very back and forth, you guys. MainMan opens up with some mids, but unsafe. Eddy punishes it a little bit and gets a nice kind of conversion. Automatically puts MainMan's back to the wall. Let's see if MainMan can get out. No, he opts to try to just attack with some mids. A nice hell sweep. Goes for a second hell sweep, but hits on grounded. So is unable to restart that vertex. And is able to get a beautiful uppercut, transfer into demo, positive frames. And we've seen that time and time again with opponents back to the wall, that the MainMan does forward 4 to get that positive +1 frame on block, and then he goes for that crouching 12 frame to hit him in the low. He's closed out many rounds that way. Eddy opts to change the stage. Instead of having Brimstone, he wants immediately to go to that infinite stage. Even though Eddy was heavily benefiting from those walls, I would say even more compared to the MainMan, and really just the last stage, MainMan was able to utilize those walls very effectively, especially when you're comparing it to Eddy's play. But opting for that infinite stage, we'll see how both players are. Eddy does have one of the best lateral movements in the entire game with that backdash and dash forward, so maybe he just wants more room to kind of dance and get into good position. Eddy's looking for some critical counter hits action going on, and there we get one, that back 3-3 into counter hit into combo. Was able to do some very nice. He opts actually for a relaunch setup, which would have finished it, but MainMan was able to stay on the ground and just take some extra damage, but not lose the round outright. Oh, and with a failed electric whiff, Eddy is able to punish that and take round one. Both players jockeying for position. And again, that back 3-3, that big knee is able to just do massive amounts of damage. And this time, Eddy opts for a more kind of optimized combo. And a third time already. That knee is just wreaking a havoc. And that means every single time that the MainMan is trying to do that wave dash, he's in that crouch position. Even if he's trying to do a hell sweep or if he's trying to do electric, he's getting hit with that back three, that knee that just keeps doing massive damage. Eddy fished for it again, but was unable to get a payoff. And these players are going back and forth, back and forth. Eddy's working on some lows. Oh, and again, MainMan is now whiffing these electrics and not even getting electric out. This is the second time already this match, but is able to get a beautiful counter hit on that wall standing 2. That gut punch is able to get a massive amounts of damage, about 40%. Eddy is now in rage drive, but it doesn't matter because the MainMan is able to close it out with that back, just kind of check fist into the gut. And starting with the Hell Sweep Vortex, he just finishes immediately, goes for the low option, which is blocked. And then the players kind of go back to neutral. And another electric that has failed. What is going on with the MainMan? He's able to convert some damage off of that hit in which he was able to do his jumping kick. But now a fourth time we get that big knee. Just this round alone, that back knee. Oh my gosh, look at that sidestep into that drop elbow combo. Beautiful to close out round 2. Ties it up. Let's see what MainMan decides to do. He goes immediately to stage select. We'll see if he picks a small stage with walls, if he's going with a random stage or what. He does pick the Howard Estate, in which there's collapsible walls multiple ways, in which the MainMan has definitely practiced and has videos out of doing death combos on this stage. So we're going to be seeing if that's what he's hoping to do with Kazuya here, is to get one lucky or one well-timed uppercut, which then he's able to bring it all the way into his favor and score a win. Especially after we saw that Eddy was a little bit more apprehensive with a wall stage. But we're jumping into it. Both players are 1-1 now. We need to see who's going to stand supreme and move on in this bracket, and who's going to pack it up to go home. Oh! MainMan starts out with gut checks, but Eddy is able to duck it and immediately get a launch to do about 20% damage. And now both players are working on their side steps. Both players are working in the exact same punish. Eddy with that is one of the 4 characters, including Kazuya, who has a 13 wall standing punisher and is able to do it 2 times in that round, bring it to the wall, and get game 1. MainMan is, oh, beautiful axe kick. He should be able to bring this to the wall, and it is a collapsible wall. He tries to re-establish himself, but it's still a little bit off axis. 2 hell sweeps. Eddy answers back with a wall standing 3 launcher and is able to get some damage in, about 30%. Tries to relaunch, is not able to get all damage, and the MainMan actually finishes with the string. 1, 2, 4, 3. Players are tied up. Eddy's looking for that launcher, but already MainMan is just happy of stealing damage when he can. 3 hell sweeps in a row. Tries to finish with a mid option, whiffs it, but is still able to get a perfect for that round, which means the game point is sitting in the MainMan's favor. Oh, with a whiff punish, Eddy's able to get a launcher and brings it probably not to the wall, because we did extend that wall, and so it's a little bit harder to get the reach on everything. But now Eddy's back is far away from that kind of death combo situation, but MainMan is trying to answer back with some nice mids. We go back to the hell sweeps. Eddy decides to take a little bit more damage, gets another big launch. This isn't going to kill, but it's going to leave the MainMan enraged. Let's see if, oh, the devil was about to come out as we were calling it. But with the interrupt, Eddy is able to bring it match point, both sides. Now we're going to see clutch type of moments. We see a lot of jockeying for position. Eddy is looking forward. He gets another, what is that, the 5th knee that he's able to get established here with a big 50% damage. Oh, and he's continuing on with a counter hit low. The MainMan's back is against the wall, and Devil gets stuffed out again. He's able to come back, works on that axe kick, and a whiffed electric, and Eddy eliminates the MainMan sweep.